Hello everyone. So in today's video, it's number 4, I believe. Yeah, it's the 4th video in the mini series Ansible backup server. So yeah, I've built a backup server out of a Linux VM, and I used Ansible to execute all my backups that I need to execute. So it backups VMs, it backups files, different shares, Windows or Linux, doesn't matter, it can do them all. Let's take a look at the playbooks, because this video is all about creating the playbooks and testing them. Okay, where is my, not this one, this one. So the first playbook I will show it's the playbook that creates the VM backups. I know Procmox also has a dedicated backup server, and there are a lot of other options. Nevertheless, yeah, we are here to learn, and by testing and doing stuff, and not just using the already created backup solutions, yeah, we can better understand. And yeah, from my point of view, why should we pay for or a small company, what should it pay for, I don't know, Vim backup or something like that? That is insanely expensive if you have an admin that can build backup from scratch with open source software like Ansible Core here that we are using. Okay, so this is the playbook. In my other video, I showed you how we configure the messages to the tasks to send messages to Discord, and this is what the first task in my playbook does. So again, we declared the webhook URL as a variable, and we use it all over our playbook. So this is the first message that just the backup process has started. And the next task is basically the brain behind the entire playbook. So I used loop. This is like in bash for each, and I'm using a separate file. We will also go in that separate file and in that file are all the tasks that are run to do the backups, and we are looping for VM list. The VM list, as you can see, it's not declared anywhere, but it is declared as host variables. So as a host variable in my hosts here, I'm using this inventory file. So those are all my 3 Proxmox nodes, and I also created another group, and I declared them as children because I did not join them to the domain, and I do not use FQDNs. I only use IPs, and this is how it works for me, at least. I'm sure that it can be done in different ways, but yeah, I'm just using the IPs, and this is how I declared a group that contains all of them. Let's go back to our playbook. We were talking about the VMs lists. So if you create, so this is not invented by me. This is pure Ansible. So if you check the Ansible documentation, you will see that you can create a directory inside the directory where your playbook is, and if you give it the name group vars and then create separate YAML files inside it that are named exactly as the host that you declared here. So here, as you can see, I created exactly like that. Here you can declare for, and I declared here the VM list, and those are just the VMs that I want to back up. Those are just dummy VMs because I want the backup process to be fast, because I want to show you in this video, but you can add here any VMs that are available on your Proxmox node. So on POX01, for example, I have all these VMs, including Marcel and Dorel. But for example, I'm only backing up the AD01, so this is the only thing that I want to back up on this server, but I will not back up this one today because it does take a little bit of time. And I just created those have no operating system. I just created the shells, so they I don't know, they have 1 megabyte or something like that in size. This is why I've done it like this, so that we can record this video. And in the other one, I have also another group of VMs, so you can back up whichever VM you want. Let's go back, and here you declare them, all the VMs, one by one in a list. Of course, I believe it can also be done in different ways. For example, in when I've done this for Xen server, if you want to do all the VMs, you can learn the VMs dynamically. You just connect to that server and get the names of the VMs and then do a loop. Nevertheless, in this video, I will show you I've done it for this for my Proxmox environment. So let's go back to, don't save. Let's go back to the playbook, this one. So yeah, so I explained you about the VM list and the loop control. This is very important. We select here item. Item means it will execute all the tasks in this file for each item that you declared in the VM list. So if we have declared here in POX01, we declared here two items, so Ansible sees them as items. It will run all the tasks from this playbook with the variable as Marcel. Then it will run all the tasks with the variable as as Dorel, and this way it will execute the tasks for each VM one by one. Okay, so backup, and as you can see, I've added an additional config to this, and this basically is just a translation. So it converts the item into VM name because it's more convenient in this playbook to use the variable VM name and not the word item. So you can do this without it, so it doesn't need to be there. You can comment it out, no problems here. But I used it just to make it easier to understand the playbook. And yeah, the final one is another message to Discord that the playbook execution has finished. As you can see, I'm using delegate to localhost for the messages, because my Ansible node will send the messages. You don't want your processed servers to send the message. I believe it will not even work. So yeah, don't forget to delegate to localhost so that your Ansible node sends the messages. Okay, let's see inside the backup file. So we are using backup VM 0 tasks tasks.eml. So this is this file. So in this file, you have all the actions that are done. In this case, on the hypervisor level. So Ansible will connect through SSH on the Proxmox node. So one by one, once on the POX01 and then on the POX02, and it will search for the VMs that you mentioned there in the inventory, and it will do some actions. Let's go back. So first thing it will do, it will get the VM ID, because Proxmox commands use the VM IDs, not the VM names. And a way to do it is just do a QM list and grep of VM name. Now you see VM name is that translation that I told you about, this one. So we are no longer writing item. So if you take this out, then in the playbook you need to write here item, not VM name, and then you are ready to go. But for a system admin, or I don't know, it's easier to understand the playbook that you are referencing to the VM name, and this is why I've done this translation. I will say it's a translation. Okay, let me close this one. So yeah, we are getting the VM ID because we need that, and those are just basic Proxmox commands. It checks if the VM is started. If the VM is started, it powers it off. It waits. It shouldn't wait only 5 seconds. It should wait in a productive environment. It should wait more, I don't know, a few minutes, 2-3 minutes, until that VM is down. Then it checks if this directory exists on the Proxmox node. Yeah, because we will use mount to mount a shared disk. So this disk is present on my backup server. So I'm doing the backup like this. I'm shutting down the VM. Where is it? So I'm turning off Marcel. Marcel is already turned off, so no actions will be done here. It will just be skipped, that task, and it will start an offline backup, and it will send the backup directly to, where is it? POX03 is the backup server. Is the backup hypervisor that hosts the backup server. This is the backup server. So it will map a disk from this hypervisor, the disk that has the 900 gigabytes. It's not visible here because I just created it as ext4, and I did not use Proxmox to map it, but it's there. It's let me show you. Disk, where is it? Disks. Okay, so it will map a location. It will mount this disk, and because this is the disk that is bigger and can hold up multiple backups, and it will just, where is it? It will just start after it mounts. It will create a directory that is also the name of our VM, because we want to separate the backups through directories. Let me actually show you. It's easier to understand. So we will use list and mnt. I forgot backup, and let's do this. So there are 3 directories, and we are working now in the VMs. Let's use VMs, and here. So I've already done a few backups for a test, and each VM, when it's backed, it will create a new directory, and inside that directory we will see the actual backups. So this one has two backups to files, and I believe Dorel has more. Yeah, Dorel has 3. Okay, so that disk from the hypervisor is also mapped on my Linux, on the Linux that does the commands through Ansible. So age. So we can see it here that I mapped the same disk as we are mapping through the actions on the playbook. Okay, and the next command is the normal vzdump command. Maybe it can be done also with the VM started. I did not test it, and for me it's like this. I only done it like this. I'm not that expert in the Proxmox, but it works perfectly like this. And when you do it like this, because the disk is mounted, the backup is created directly on the destination server through the network. And after the backup is done, it will start the VM, because I will schedule those backups during the day. You can also schedule them during the night, and you do not need to power on that VM again. You can leave it off if your environment is off during the night. So you have a lot of flexibility here. And after that, as I commented here, I'm doing a little bit of cleanup, because I do not want to keep a lot of backups here. If we go back to Dorel has 3 backups, and this is the maximum size that I want to have as a backup. Let me see, how was that? I don't remember. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I don't want to have more than 3 backups, and this part of the playbook just cleans up. So it deletes the oldest backups. It counts. It counts 3. That I told it to have a minimum of 3 files, and it sorts them by date, and then all the files that are older it removes. And we will see that in a minute when I execute the playbook. And it does the same thing again with the log files, because you can see each backup creates a log file and I also want to clean that up too. I don't know why this one remained here, but yeah, we will see. So those are all the steps for the cleanup, and in the end it unmounts the disk that we mounted in the first steps, because we do not want that to be persistent, or at least I don't want it. And the last one, as you can see, we have a block here. I have created a block because I want to have also a rescue task. What this means, if any of the VMs in your list have an issue, so maybe the backup fails for one of them, or maybe you mistype something in the inventory and that VM does not exist, the rescue task is there to let your playbook continue even after it has a failure. So if any of these tasks here inside the block fail, the rescue task will just record that, and it will send when the playbook is finished. It will send when the task, so when all the cycle is finished, it will send, yeah, it failed for that XVM, it failed, but it will go through all the VMs, so it will not stop there. If you do not have a rescue, the moment failure is there, it will stop the playbook completely. And for example, if you need to back up 10 VMs and only one VM has an issue, then all the other 9s will not get backed up because of one single failure, and you do not want that to happen when you have a productive environment. Yeah, one failed, yeah, leave it, you can sort it out later, but the other ones that are fine should be backed up. And this is the rescue. And yeah, what the rescue does, it just sends me a message that, hey, it failed. And this is it. The entire task, the entire playbook. So yeah, I used Proxmox, but in this manner you can connect to Xen servers, you can connect to VMware SXI hosts, you can connect to Hyper-V and a lot more hypervisors that are there. If they are Linux based, it's much easier, but it can also be done on Hyper-V that is Windows based, because there we have the Windows modules and we can still do that. So this is just an idea. It's not something tested in production or something like that, but I'm here to show you that it can be done, and you can decide if you want to do it or not. And yeah, nothing else to say. So this was the playbook for backing up the VMs. Now I have another 2 playbooks, and we can check them also out. Or let's test this one. Let's test this one because I want to show you the cleanup process and that it also works. So we should remember that. Oh, let's turn it in a different terminal that we see it easier. New terminal here. Okay, so we leave this one here, and I will execute the playbook with the backup. Ansible. So let's change directory to backup, and Ansible playbook number 01. Okay, before I start that, let's also add a VM that does not exist so that we can also see the rescue process. So I'm going in the group vars, and let's add here another VM, Marcella. Okay, so Marcella does not exist, and we will have an error. So let's see how the Ansible reports it and sends the message to Discord. So let's go back and double check. Marcella does not exist. So only Doina and the other ones. Okay. So let's execute it. Let's make it smaller like this, and let's have also that we can see them live. Okay, so enter and hoping for the best. Oh, did I save that? Yes, I saved it. So first message is this one, that the backup job started, and it shows you also the hosts that are involved. So both hosts, it will go through both nodes, POX01 and POX02, but yeah, as I mentioned, I'm only using the IPs. It starts the backup process, and it also does that cleanup, and we will see in just a moment if it has done the cleanup as it should. And we should also get here a warning when it starts to process the Proxmox node 02, that is with the 11, because we added a VM that does not exist. Okay, so we need to give it a little bit of time. I could have also used forks, and if I used forks and a 2, then it oh, okay, so we have an issue, and it tells us that, hey, Marcella failed here. The backup for Marcella failed because it simply does not exist. Okay, so let's go back. So messaging works as designed, and yeah, it also tells you when the backup job is finished. Okay, so we had a issue because it cannot check the status of Marcella, and yeah, we got that warning. But now let's see the most important thing. Let's see if it has cleaned up. So let's see the dates. So these ones. So yesterday I had done some backups at 16, at 17, and now if my playbook has done its job, the oldest one, so this one with 1637, should be gone, and we should have a new only the latest 3 backups. Okay, so 1637, yeah, it's gone. We only have 17, 1712, 1704, 1712. Okay, and I see that the log file is not cleared as expected, so I need to check this out, why there is a difference, why the log is not removed but the file is removed. Yeah, maybe I mistyped something there, but this is an easy fix because the task that clears the ZST files works, and I just have to copy paste that. So find ZST files, sort, determine, delete all ZST files, find alt files. This is for the log. file. Old log files. Okay, I believe I found something. So log files, sort, determine old, and here in the delete job there is something. Log var loop log file. Yeah, I need to double check that why it doesn't, because it does the same thing but the extension is not. Yeah, I will check it later on. I don't really have time for this. The video will get too long and too boring. So yeah, this is the first playbook. Let's check also the other two playbooks because they are much simpler. How is it? We have 31 minutes. Okay. Yeah, nevertheless, we are learning here, so time doesn't matter. Let's see. Playbook number 2. This playbook backs up the files from the Ansible node that I'm using on a daily basis, and I'm just using rsync to connect to that Ansible, and it's the IP of that Ansible is this one, and I'm just connecting to the home path of the user that I'm also using there in my Ansible node, and I'm syncing all the directories from that location to my location in the backup server. So copying everything from there to L. We have that already, and just need to delete and type playbooks, and again playbooks and Ansible. And here are all the directories. So basically those ones, they are just copied over and backed up. And I'm using also the delete, because anything that changes in the source, so if I delete something in that Ansible node, it should also be deleted here from the backup. So this is a very easy one command. And we also have the third playbook. This one is also easy, but in this case it mounts a SMB share, and there are a couple of things here that you need. I also use rsync, but if you want to use rsync directly, so through SSH, you can install, and I also installed SSH on my Windows 11 machine. But you also need rsync on that machine, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to install any additional software on the destination machine, and to get around that issue, I shared one drive on my Windows 11 machine, and I'm mounting that through sudo mount chiefs, and the only thing that you need is a file called however you want. I called it chiefscred, and in that file you should have a username and a password. If you only have a username and a password, if your machine is not joined to the domain, but if it is joined to the domain, you need an additional entry, and that is called domain, and you type your domain name. So in my case, it's just a personal computer, and I don't have it domain joined. I mount that that share, and then I use rsync. If it's mounted, it works. So rsync will work because it will basically see that it mounts, it syncs two directories from your Linux machine, and after that it unmounts and it sends a message. Let's also test this one. So let's go back, and this time it will send. I've created three separate text channels so that I know, so that I don't get confused with all that. Can I make this smaller? Yeah. You cannot really understand anything, but here during the playbook execution it doesn't matter. We just want to see the result. So yeah, let's start the plays backup. Yeah, you will get the message. It does the sync and then it's finished. The sync works very fast because I already run this one time, and rsync only copies the differences. So if you have a new file, if the timestamp of a file changed, it only copies changes, so it doesn't recopy everything. You do not need to recopy everything all the time just to waste time and read writes on your SSDs. So I recommend you to use rsync. Okay, so it copied this one worked, and let's also test the last playbook, the one that goes to the chiefs, that mounts the SMB share, and that is number 03. And this one will send messages to the last text channel. And this was also fast because the files are already copied and it only syncs the differences. Yeah, an additional thing, when you configure the webhook, if you have multiple channels, you should go to each channel and get your own the webhook URL. So you need to copy and create a webhook URL for each text channel if you create one. Yeah, this was it. Thank you for watching. It was a little bit long, the video, 40 minutes. Yeah, nevertheless, I tried to explain as good as I could. Have a great day, and please subscribe to my channel if you liked this type of video.